I'm Alan Albright, former wrestling coach here at Spanish Fork, and with Lane Shepard, former two-time state champ for Spanish Fork and coach of the year, and two-time teams won 2 state championships, and we're here to call this match.
Yeah, it should be a fun night tonight. It's an honor to call a match with Alan Albright, who, as a coach, won the first state championship here at Spanish Fork
with
High
Lane
School.
Shepard on the team. Lane wrestled for me at BYU and did a good job, and it's helped put Spanish Fork on the map.
There's a lot of tradition here in Spanish Fork High School for wrestling. 2 of our assistant coaches, Jason Warner and Travis Harmon, were both state champions here for Spanish Fork High School.
12-6 for Spanish Fork.
And Warner went down to school in California, Cerritos Junior College.
Cerritos, yes.
In Norwalk. That's where I'm from, Norwalk. I always went to Cerritos and worked out.
Oh, and Rankin's got a nice single. Scores 2 on the takedown.
Now this won't go on the score. As you see, we went from 6-0 to 12-6 because both these guys do receive a forfeit, even though you see them wrestling in exhibition right here.
Yeah, this one's just kind of for crosstown bragging rights here, Al.
Right. Well, and you know, the thing is what? Regionals next week?
Yes, regionals are next weekend.
And then the next week after that, state. So you really want to get some matches in.
Yes. Yeah, and Kyler has a record of 7-7, so that's important for him because some of these guys have wrestled 40 matches already, and your conditioning, the match experience itself really helps the conditioning, as you know. You won't get a lot of conditioning out of that one, though, with the fall in the first period.
But, you know, there is a size difference, and like you say, at this weight, at this light weight, a 1 weight above is quite a big difference.
Yes, it is.
As you can see in the size. I think you know this guy too, huh?
Yes, I know this guy quite well, and I really like his name, Lane Shepard. He's a sophomore, placed 4th at state last year. His record's 39-5. And he wanted to give a shout out to Aaron Cloward Dentistry for sponsoring the Dons today. Nice double leg.
I got to go see Aaron tomorrow. One of my old fillings broke from when I was in high school, so he's going to fix it.
Well, he's one of the best. Right,
trying for a freestyle tilt, if you can just get a cheap tilt here, but you really haven't got anything that you can pull him over unless he can. Oh, he did get the 2.
Now he's looking for the tilt the other way.
He's got the leg in. If he can get the guy's hip turned and then drag him to the back, he's not going to be able to do it. Wants to try to step in between. Good move there. Now go to the half. Or
he's getting the count now.
He's got that bottom leg. I keep that and go to the head. He can cradle this up, let it go. No, he still got it.
I believe this whole bottom leg series that a lot of the kids use here came from your instruction, Al.
That's from, well, bottom leg is one of the most deadliest weapons. That bottom leg cradle and the near cradle is just deadly because you control their hips. And so if they control your hips, you can control the whole person.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for him to turn over if the hips can't turn over.
And he gets a 3 on that, so just like that, what are we, 10-0, 13-0? This could be over right here. This will be over.
Yep, he's got
Either
2
way.
counts. That's at least a 2-point.
So that'll be
and
it.
First period ends, 16-0.
The match winner by kickball.
It's going to be a short night if we keep going like this.
Yes, it could. For those of you that are not as familiar with wrestling, if they get 15 points ahead of their opponent, then it's a technical foul, and they score 5 points for the team.
So that'll be 17-6 for the Dons.
Takes the forfeit points.
And now it'll be a forfeit for
Clayton Orton, who Clayton's a sophomore with a record of 27-13. Has been wrestling really tough this year for the Dons.
So now that'll put him up 23-6.
And Dawson Shepard now is going to wrestle Lemon Jaimez, who's a sophomore. Dawson with a record of 31-14 is a junior.
Wow.
And he wanted to give a shout out to Rocky Giles at Rocky's Tire Place for sponsoring the Dons this year.
All right. Oh, go to the head. Yes, yes, yes. You got to lift the leg, though. He's got to lift that leg so the head stays down.
Both guys are working position here on their feet.
Nice single. Set him down. Set him down. I'll go to the head. Oop.
He's going to pick it up. Now he's behind the hips for 2. Offensively, Dawson likes to work that near side arm into a bar arm series.
Okay. I think Spanish Fork, even before I ever got here, was a bar armor. They like to bar arm.
Yes, they do.
If you can get him flat here, now see, got that arm, got to keep that elbow.
One of the Dons' assistant coaches, Travis Shepard, who's the 3-time state champion here, pinned a lot of guys with the bar arm, so they know it.
He's got the half, but he's high. He had the bar arm half, but you got to keep that elbow pinched in. See, he's not pinching that elbow into his side, which allows him to get more flexibility, bring his arm out, and that's why he can't get that deep like he wants. Trying to grab the wrist so he can tilt him here. If he can get that wrist.
You kind of lose your leverage of the bar arm the higher in elevation that bottom guy gets. So getting him down on the mat there is going to help. And Dawson gets called for stalling.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it looked like both wrestlers were just working position there.
You think this guy will pick down next period, or maybe he would?
It's hard to say. He's getting rode pretty hard here for this period.
He might be able to now run it.
Now he's in a better position for that bar arm, but the block's out.
Just ready to run it.
Spanish Fork's Dawson Shepard leads 2-0. Spanish Fork choice. Green first, Spanish Fork. Springville.
No, you were right, Al. He's going neutral.
Well, when you get ridden for nearly 2 minutes, I think you had your opportunity to get away, and he was never even close. Got to pull the hand off. Keep that head underneath him.
Nice sprawl there. Kind of tied up high.
He could high crotch there if he was. There he goes.
Picking up that single again.
He's got to sit him down. You ought to bump him forward and grab the ankle. He's try to lock up
for
a
a standing cradle there.
I think he's got it.
Oh, he does got it locked up, Al.
See ya. Got to settle his hips back. Come back.
Got a little bit high with it, but he is keeping the leg so that.
Let him turn back into him. He'll come cradle that again. There you go now.
Now he could get that bottom leg if he would have went for it.
3-point near fall. Awarded to Spanish Fork.
And the score now is 7-0.
Boy, I thought he was going to get that. He kind of let his hips stay up high instead of dropping them flat, where the guy kind of rolls a little bit.
Kind of loosened that cradle up a little bit, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There he is in the bar arm series again.
Yeah, got to keep that elbow to his side. See how he's keeping it out so he doesn't keep, the pressure isn't there.
And they go out of bounds.
We're 28 seconds to go in the second period, up 7-0.
And it looks like he's back into a
2-on-1.
Yeah, working for another bar arm.
Guy shouldn't be surprised, should he?
Kind of been the story of this match so far.
I don't think he's had enough time to get something going here.
Yeah. Into the second period now, we're 7-0.
Shepherd leads 7-0. Spanish Fork.
And looks like Dawson's going to the down position.
Well, you know, and this is always a good thing to do at this time of year. Well, the guy can't even ride him, so that was a good decision. But I was going to say, if you're having trouble on bottom, you got to get this worked out. This is the time to do it.
Right, that's a real critical thing, being able to escape off the bottom.
Nice little pick. Go to the head again. Go to the head again. Now you got to bend that head. See, he's keeping his own head down. He needs to raise his own head up. He could still end up pretty good shape. He can still lock that head again.
And they go out of bounds. Some nice defense there by Springville.
Once again, nice little high crotch. Stay low on the ankle. He can go to the head again if he gets his head out.
Or if he could get in there tight enough to snatch that other ankle on the other side.
He's trying to grab his wrist and then go to the head. Now go bottom leg. Bottom leg. Nothing.
Well, right now he's looking at a major decision, which would score the Dons 4. And he goes to a spiral ride. Returns him to the map. It doesn't break his lock quick enough, I guess, for the referee.
You know, that's one that you got to get him reaction time. There is reaction time.
Yeah, I would.
That one shouldn't have been called.
I'll bet Coach Spencer was a little bit biting his lip on that call there.
That's a match. Winner.
Yeah, that call right there leaves the score 10-1, so they still get the major decision.
At 138 for Springville features Ross Wilson. For your Dons, Isaac Wetzel.
And we have Isaac Wetzel for the Don, who is a sophomore. A record of 10-10.
You know, and Lane, records can be deceiving. It all depends who you wrestle. If you'll remember, when we'd go to a tournament up at Mountain View and we'd wrestle those Salt Lake schools, and they'd come in with a 30-0 record, or you know, their guys would be just outlandish records, and every time, remember, we'd go 4th seed to wrestle that guy, and 9 times out of 10 we'd beat the #1 seed with our 4th seed because they didn't wrestle anybody. You know?
Yes, that makes a huge difference. Our
guy might have a 7-5 record, and they might have a 12-0 record, and we'd beat them every time. You know.
You have a 7-5 record, but you've wrestled Layton and Wasatch and Uinta and Delta and Millard and all the powerhouses in the state.
And that makes a difference.
Ooh, and this sophomore's in on a deep single. Let's see what he can do with it, Al.
Got to get his head out. This is the worst position in wrestling, to be down in front of somebody with your head down.
Sure takes the air out of you fast.
Yeah.
When you're under there and it's hard to breathe.
He should try to back out and start over.
Oh, and he comes up into a double.
He's still not getting his head out to the side where he can get some leverage. So right now you're just wasting juice underneath. He should make the attempt and then back out and start over.
And stalemate by the ref. Wetzel does not have a lot of varsity experience, but it looks like he's got a lot of fight and
Oh, yeah.
a lot of determination there, Al.
He's got him in the circle. He's got to move. He's going to try to set him up to shoot in on him. He's working his head, and then he's going to tap and go. At least he's trying to act like he is.
Both of them are a little apprehensive to get
There
under
he
there.
goes. Pull the hand off.
Al
Keep his head
Wetzel's-
down. Keep his head down. You got to keep sprawling. See, he's letting him have that knee. He's got to keep sprawling.
No score after the first period. It is
Such an important thing, Al, that sprawl.
Oh, it's huge.
And I see a lot of the wrestlers in the state today that they want to defend it by going over the top and grabbing the ankles over the top and going for the stalemate. But
Hips out. Maybe turn
there
it
he
in
goes, keep
crossface.
the hands. No hip to
Yeah,
a sprawl.
right there.
Oh, and he puts him right to his
Keep
to
that
his
arm.
back.
Keep that arm and straighten it. Oh, don't let the arm go.
Nice hip control there to get that reversal.
Boy, he could have got it. It should have been a 5-point move, though.
Yeah, he had him on his back. We had grabbed a hold of something.
Hop and pop to the side.
Trips him back. He was lucky there because the kid was getting hand control on him. Oh, and he's
Front
going for a
three-quarter.
stack.
Yeah,
He's going to try and stack him here.
that's a difficult to do.
Yeah.
Gotta work on your breakdown.
Oh, he was going for all of it right there.
Gotta sprawl the leg now. You gotta sprawl the
Better
leg.
get a hold of an ankle.
You gotta sprawl the leg. Pull the hand off. Pull the hand off. Pull the hand off. He's got to pull the hand off. He's pushing on the hip, but he's got to pull the hand off. There you go.
There he gets a hip into
Keep his
this
head
sprawl.
underneath you now. Now you can gas him a little bit.
Still like to see him sprawl that leg back a little
Yeah.
bit.
Just stay
There
right
he
there.
goes.
Just
Score is 2-0. Wetzel leads.
Well, I'd say we came out of that pretty lucky, Al, to not have not have a point scored against us for an escape there or even a reversal.
nice stand up.
And it's
Once again, trying to get the 2-on-1.
still 2-0 here in the third period. Looks like maybe the Springville kids gassing a little bit. Wetzel goes for a crossface. Oh, he's gonna barbed wire him over.
Yeah. Just hold it. Get it tight. Gotta get your legs back. Get
And
your
it's
legs
not
back.
there. Cover those hips.
He's got to sprawl his leg back or he's gonna get in trouble.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's got a cradle. He locked a cradle up on that.
I don't see how. He's in a dangerous position here.
He better get his hips out from underneath there.
He's gonna get bottom legged.
Uh-oh, that was...
Get his legs. Gets bell
better
out.
get
bell
bellied
out.
out.
Bell out. Bell out. He's got to get his legs straight. He's in danger
Let
of
go
the
of that
bottom leg.
head and belly out.
Now get belly out. Oh, he's in trouble. I don't think he can make it out of that.
unfortunate turn of events there, going
Well,
from pinning to be
Lane,
pinned.
and that's a good point that you got to know when you're too high to let go. Give them one. Even give them a reversal. Don't give them 5.
Right. Give him the one and go for the position for an escape.
Because you're ahead. He was ahead.
Well, as a sophomore with not a lot of varsity experience, stuff like that will come.
Yeah, well, you watch that and you learn. It's the old pig dog theory.
And this should be a good match here. Brock Davis has been a pretty solid wrestler for the Dons this year. And his opponent is one of Springville's better guys, Jace Whitney, who's a junior. Brock Davis, who's a junior, record 28-13.
He's in deep. He's got to be careful not getting bottom leg too. Get yourself out of bounds. Right here. Get out of bounds.
Oh, and he gives up the 2. Right back to his feet.
Pull the hand off.
If he can get a separation here, he should score 1 right there. There it is. So scores 2-1 here. Brock's working out of a front headlock. I always liked it with the good front headlock wrestler if they'd stay in it for a little bit and take some of the gas out of the guy that's underneath there. Get that head pretty tight with it.
Got stalemate stoppage. Back on her feet.
Come up on top.
And Brock with a nice slide by to score 2. Right at the end of the period,
that's the time you want to get it.
Start of the second period. Davis for Spanish Fork leads 3-2. It is Spanish Fork choice. They defer. Spanish Fork.
Both of these wrestlers here with the good possibility of being a state placer this year.
I think we're going to see a little bit of wrestling here in the next 2 periods of strategic wrestling because it's a tight match.
Yeah, they're both pretty solid.
I don't think you want to be over top like that. You better hook something.
Yeah. Looks like he's going for...
Now you got to sprawl that leg
that
back.
farce.
Right now, his main thing should get that leg back or he's going to get in trouble. He's going to be in trouble.
That's the problem with working that far side, Al, is sometimes you give him the better hip position.
Yeah, I'd rather be in what the guy's doing on bottom than the guy on top. He's got to sprawl that leg. That's not stalling, that's a stalemate. Guy's got your leg, what are you going to do? And you're about losing him. See, that's not understanding what wrestling is right there. I hate to say it, but it's not.
Well,
he's got your leg, so what are you going to do? You're
yeah,
just going to try to defense wrestle and hold him, and there's nothing else you can do.
well, there's a lot of these referees that we disagree with on a lot of different things.
Well, no,
They're out there doing their best, but
it's one thing where you can't see. He couldn't improve himself because he was defending himself.
yeah, that's a stalemate situation.
That's a stalemate. That's a whole different thing.
And we got a tie match here.
Ankle pick. No, didn't get it.
And Brock,
No, you got to fight this. Get the leg back. See, he's got his leg bent, which gives no pressure to that guy.
Yeah, he needs to whizzer hard so he didn't get a hip in there.
He's got to get that hip in there. Hold him off. There's only seconds left. Just hold him off.
Stay
Keep
tight,
it, keep it.
right. Oh, bad
He's
time
going to
to
lose
give
out
that
with 2
up.
seconds.
We've got a battle going on.
But, see, he never used his hip. He kept the knee bent, so it's easy to sit him on his fanny, you know.
Yeah, it seems like I mentioned, a lot of these wrestlers are going for that reach over the top defense on a shot instead of a nice sprawl and whizzer series. That's important for Brock here to get some position. And
he hit a nice sit out, but he left his left arm, and so the guy was able to, now he's in a bar arm situation.
where he's down 5-3, it's important that he gets off the bottom here, gives himself enough time that he can set up a shot. And
now see, this guy could be called for stalling because he's directly behind him. It hasn't worked outside yet to do anything.
yeah, he's
See how he's
pretty
staying parallel?
He's just parallel, covering the hips with an arm trapped. That's not working for a turn.
That's a parallel ride. So I don't know why he's not.
And there's nothing happening here, referee. And Brock needs to work that knee up, see if he can pressure back into
Excuse
the
me,
base.
man. Parallel ride. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Al.
I was getting sick of it.
Okay, 36 seconds left. This is important for Brock to get his one.
See how
here.
he leaves his arm behind?
Right.
He's got to take that arm with him.
Right, now stand up, come right to a stand up.
He's got to keep
Well, you
coming.
got some distance.
He's got to go perpetual motion. Just keep going. Just keep going.
There he's going to get.
Now you got to score.
And the
That's
ref
one.
still hasn't awarded it yet. Now he's got his one with 11 seconds left. We got to take him down. Scores 4-5. And that kid's just kind of holding
See how
on
he
there.
leaves his leg?
And we're going to lose it by a point.
All because of that at the end of the match, at the end of
Yeah.
the second period, gave up that takedown.
With 1.2 seconds left in that round, we got taken down. If he'd have fought that just another second on the edge there, he'd have won that match.
Reed Haywood, senior Reed Haywood, wins by forfeit.
And another forfeit here. Reed Haywood, who's a senior.
Next at 160
And,
for Springville, Aaron Melee.
We got Porter Liberty here for Spanish Fork, who's a junior with a record of 15-18 versus Aaron Mealy.
I think the Mealies are pretty good kids, aren't they?
Throughout the years, the Mealies have been pretty strong wrestlers. Quite a few Uinta state champions with that last name.
He's going right to work.
And yes, he is. We're already in a near side cradle. And out of bounds. Well, that didn't take long. Ref blows the whistle, and quicker than 4 shakes of a lamb's tail, we're in the cradle, Al. And
Last 2 points.
And he's going that far cradle again.
I think he's got it locked up, too.
Really, all you have to do is take your left arm and keep it up, and there's no way you can get pinned on it.
Yeah, because then your arms, then he's cradling that
your
shoulder
back.
of your body, and
Yes.
he can't get that shoulder blade down. And 170 pounds now. We got Clay Hall with a record of 15-20, who's a junior. First year wrestler here, wrestling Hondo Quezada, who's a sophomore from Springville. And Clay's an exciting wrestler to watch. He's got a lot of try. Sometimes not quite sure where he's reaching or where he's going, but he doesn't stop moving.
That's a case, Lane, of just shooting straight in and not shooting to the angle, too. That's where you're going to get the most resistance, is shooting straight in.
Yeah, because then you got to fight that body straight on. I'd like to see Clay get up to a base here when he...
Well, these guys are getting their arms caught. You can see here, they're getting their arms caught. And that's from leaving your arms back. And you got to keep elbows in even when you're on bottom.
Yeah, that's such an important thing in wrestling, keeping your elbows in and your head up. And
see, if he had his weight back and everything else.
And now we're in another tilt. Well, that Springville kid's
he can get
kind of out of position there for that.
we might flop something there. Huh?
he almost flipped that one around.
Well, this is where I strategically get out of bounds because he's got the bottom line. There you go.
Score 6-0 here, 12 seconds left in the first period.
No, that's not the move.
No, he needs to keep his head up.
Yeah, head up, coming up. That's what you got to do.
To start the second period, Quesada leads 6-0. It is Springville choice. Springville defers. Spanish Fork has chosen the down position to start the second period.
Okay, let's see if he can get to his feet here, Al.
See what his first move is on bottom. No, that's not the move.
No, that's not where you want to go.
And that's, you know, didn't you say he was a beginner?
Yeah, he's just a.
And that shows right there. It's not what you want to do.
Yeah, reaching back to grab that head gets you in trouble a lot of times. And now he's got his arm trapped.
You could see with the head down, it's hard. Nothing good about having your head down. Nope, you're in trouble, so you better get yourself, yeah.
And that's the problem with these kids that like to do a lot of flipping around, Alice. One time out of 4 or 5, it works for them, and they end up on top with the other guy on their back. But the rest of the time, if the guy stays in position, it puts you far out of position.
See, if he had his head up, coming back up.
And that's what happens when you keep your head down.
Somebody go grab it.
You end up with a sore neck the next morning.
And deservedly so, if you're going to keep your head down. No, don't reach back behind you.
And that Springville kid's not in a good position here. If we could get our hips turned over
and get that reverse half.
Three points awarded to Springville.
Don't reach around.
And he reaches back and grabs the head.
He's far enough behind. Go ahead and reach and grab something if you want. Something might catch.
Second period, Quesada
Well, the inexperience of Hall shows, but he's got a lot of fight and a lot of try. He doesn't quit.
Yeah, sure. You know, and that's the thing. He's just got to learn body positioning, where he's at, what he's doing. Because he's actually put himself in trouble most of the time.
Right, and a wrestler like that, that's going to go and go and go and not quit, if they figure out where they're at, they can end up being pretty competitive.
He wants to shoot, don't he? Yeah, he's got sprawl.
That's 2 points for takedown.
You notice when he's on his feet there, he's on his heels, kind of flat-footed, not a lot of movement with his feet. And now he's back into a tilt.
That's it.
And that's the match, 15-0.
And the winner by technical fall, Honda Quezada, Springville.
And that brings the team scores to 38-26, Al, with
Features from Springville.
coming down to the final matches here. 182 here, we got Ben Boyack, who is a superstar football player for the Dons this year as a linebacker. His record's 15-3. He's been nursing a shoulder injury from football and has really just become active for the Dons wrestling here in the last couple of weeks. Powerful.
Here you go, bottom leg.
Oh, that was beautiful, Al. Ben is such a strong kid.
Yeah, he's taking care of business right here.
Yes, as a sophomore with little wrestling experience, he went in and placed at the state tournament. So he could compete with the best of them. Actually, 2 weeks ago, he wrestled the quarterback from the state champion Orem football team, who's a returning state champion, and it was a 5-2 match. It was close. That state champ knew he'd been in a brawl.
That's a recruit from Orem Head. Nice ball. Puts him up 39-26.
Yeah, nice win by Ben.
Features Springville, Connor Kinross. Warrior Dons, Hunter Rasmussen.
And we got another sophomore here in the lineup, Al, Hunter Rasmussen, at 195 pounds, record of 20-18 against Kinross from Springville. That's been a strong wrestling name for Springville over the years.
We have Corey wrestle for us.
Yeah, we had Corey Kinross come here to Spanish Fork and wrestle.
Probably a kin somewhere, huh?
I would probably think so.
Sprawl.
And Hunter
Hits
needs to
back.
get in
There
on
you
the
go.
sprawl.
Don't rush that.
We're out of bounds.
That was a deep shot, and he defended that well.
Yep, sure did. What are we down to? How many matches left? 2?
Yeah, we got one match left after this.
So the Dons have won it.
Yeah, there's no way Springville can catch him now.
No.
And he luckily he rolled him through on that one. Looks like he's got him stuck, Al. Oh, he does. And Hunter Rasmussen, he's going to be a fun one to watch for the next couple of years. His dad, Briggs Rasmussen, was a
is that
good
Briggs' kid?
That's Briggs' kid. He was a good wrestler for the Dons, and Chance, his uncle, was a good wrestler for the Dons.
Warrior Dons, Matt Smith.
And we have Matt Smith here, who wrestled in the exhibition matches. A sophomore, just started wrestling matches this week.
So this will be his second match tonight?
The second match tonight. But he needs a little bit of experience, but these bigger sophomores, we need them, Al.
That's good sign. Get them big kids out. You know, and you can take 2 at a weight. So.
And he scores the first takedown. And the ref's gonna let him fix his headgear.
So I think next year they start building the new Spanish Fork High School?
I'm not quite sure what year.
Or the year after. I know they're going to put a turf on the football field. We'll be the first to get that in the district.
Yeah, and Spanish Fork's going to be the first of the 3 new high schools.
Uh-oh.
We could be in trouble here. That's pretty tight. And he rolls him through.
Half.
2 points, takedown Springville. 2-point reversal for Spanish Fork.
Oh, where'd he go? This is one of those that could go either way, you know.
Yes, it could.
The big guys, they get going, and
Sometimes it's a matter of who ends up on top last.
he needs to circle now, because, yeah.
And if he can keep them hands.
Time's out. We're all tied up at 4.
I'm not sure that score is right.
Well, the Springville coach here is arguing that that was a takedown at the end.
Well, not so much that as that the guy had a near fall, I think, when he threw that headlock. They never gave him the points for it.
We were lucky at the end of that period, because when you go down to a knee there, which he did before the buzzer rang, that's the
Tell you the truth,
that's the score.
I'd probably gave 2.
Springville is starting the second period in the down position.
He's hitting the switch, then he switches back. Go bottom leg, go bottom leg.
That was a
that
nice
leg.
defense by Smith there. If he'll keep that leg hooked.
He needs to go out, stick the hand in there, and then go the half.
He's working for a half here now.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he's
keep
gonna
that
lose
leg.
the leg. He's going to lose the bottom leg.
And now he lost it all.
See, the bottom leg is more important than the half at that point.
Yeah, if they can't turn that hip over. And
Should
he
get a
could get a
count
near
here.
fall right here. He should be getting a near fall there. He's going to kind of.
He's got to watch his own back, too. He's got to arch his hip in. Nope, keep the half as you're arching. Oh, he got the 3.
Ooh, that puts us up by 1 here.
Do it again.
Now he's working another half.
No.
Oh, you better
Get
scoot
back.
with
Get,
him.
Get,
Follow him.
Get.
Follow him around.
You got to scoot your hips.
Squeeze him now with that body scissor.
See, he's got to adjust, and he's not adjusting.
Oh, we just got reversed.
See, that's a case of not adjusting himself and keeping himself out of trouble. And that's probably inexperience.
Oh, looks like we might be a little bit out of gas here.
I think that's it.
That might have been a little bit too much wrestling that match earlier.
So Don's a win, 45-32. And win their last duel of the home season. Now they go to Payson. Regionals the next week and state the next.
Yeah, now the season's going to wind down here. It's always fun to win your last home one, especially against one of the crosstown rivals.
Well, thanks, Lane. We got them through a victory.
Yeah, it's been fun watching some matches with you,
I
Al.
don't think they could have done it without us. All right, see ya.